What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, all my fellow riders? In today's video, guys, I'm gonna be going over all the essential operating expenses that you should expect to pay when you buy your own motorcycle. And just to elaborate a little further, you know, these are the things that you know that's going to come out of your pocket when you buy that motorcycle for the first time. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, the first and most obvious expense is going to be the actual motorcycle. All right, and so 5 to 10K I believe is a good range when it comes to buying, especially when it comes to your first motorcycle, right? 5 to 10K is a great range. It's going to offer a variety of selections. But let me make a few points on this, right? And I'm gonna use myself as an example, all right? And so I bought this Yamaha R3 at a dealership, okay? And so let me say these 2 points, right? I would not buy from a dealership, right? I would buy used. I would not buy new as well if I were you, right? I would not buy new, and I would not go through a dealership, okay? I would go ahead and try to find another rider who's selling their own motorcycle, okay? And so I say that to say, the reason I still purchased this Yamaha R3 through a dealership is for security reasons, right? I didn't want to have to buy the bike and then have to put an arm and a leg into it to get it back up and running again or something like that, right? That's my main reason. You know, I know how dealerships work, even though they overprice the bike, right? Which dealerships do. That's why I don't recommend them. They overprice stuff. You know, I still went with them for security. I just didn't want to have to put a lot of money into it because I know they do certain pre-inspections and they fix whatever up when they buy from other sellers themselves. So I knew this. Plus I tacked on a bunch of warranties, okay? I tacked on a bunch of warranty packages that would give me an alternative or option in the event that this happened, in the event that this happened, like theft, in the event that my transmission went out. You see what I'm saying? So I bought from them for the security that they inspected the bike already, and that if something went wrong, you know what I'm saying, at least for the next 6 months, a year, that I would be covered, right? That's the only reason I did that, right? And so I say that to say that's not really, for me, it's not worth it to go that route, right? In my opinion, guys, I would save your bread. Like I said, 5 to 10K, a great range to find your first bike. I just stack your bread and buy it that way. I mean, you're going to save a lot more money when it comes to when it all rolls around, especially if you finance it. You'll save a lot of money if you just save up your bread and just go buy from another rider, okay? And my counter to what I said when it comes to the security is, you know, just either do a lot of extensive research on the bike that you're getting, so you know the ins and out of it. Until you know the ins and out of it, the common problems with it, watch videos and stuff like that. Just do your research on the bike before you buy it, so you know what to look for when you actually get there, right? Or take a fellow, like, you know, motorcycle technician, mechanic, or you know, somebody who knows bikes really good. Take them with you and have them inspect the bike as well. You know, I think that's a really great counter to being duped on a used sales, because the used sales offer more risk. You know what I'm saying? When it comes, you don't know the intentions of this rider. You don't know how they're taking care of the bike. That's why I went through a dealership, okay, for the first time. But like I said, I would not be buying from a dealership unless it's something that only dealerships have, right? In the near future, I decide to get something crazy only the dealerships have. Then I get it from a dealership, right? And I'll never get new, because I just don't, you know, bike, if a bike was well maintained, it don't matter, you know what I'm saying, all that, you know, if it's used, it'll be fine. As long as it's well maintained, it'll be all right? So I won't buy new, you know, and I wouldn't buy from the dealership, okay? Just save you up 5 to 10, you know what I'm saying, and then you can go from there, all right? But the first expense, 5 to 10 grand for your first bike. Number 3 is a pretty obvious one, and that's gas, right? When it comes to motorcycles, we all know they don't eat as much fuel as 4-door vehicles, okay? Your cars and your trucks and stuff like that. But there's 3 factors that's going to determine how much you spend on fuel. I can say roughly, for me, it's around $150 a year. So you can use that to kind of evaluate based on what bike you have or are going to get. Up to $150 you should expect to spend more or less on a motorcycle. All right, and 3 factors, right? What type of bike you have, how often you ride it, and how you ride it while you ride it. You know what I'm saying? How aggressive are you when you ride it? Okay, so due to those 3 factors, this number is going to be more or less. Okay, how you ride it, how often you ride it, and then what type of bike you have, right? So because more bikes eat a lot of more fuel, and if you drive it more aggressively, then it's going to eat more fuel. So you can expect to spend, you know, a little bit, you know what I'm saying, up to $150 more or less on fuel. Okay, I can see the stop sign up there, man. Come on, it's hot out here, bro. Okay, the other expenses, insurance, right? If you own vehicles, you know, you gotta, I hope you have some insurance, right? Insurance, when it comes to motorcycles, it can be really up and down, all right? And we all know when it comes to insurance, there's a variety of factors, okay? You can expect to pay up to $1,000 for motorcycle insurance, all right? The factors, we all know this: age, location, previous violations, what type of bike you have is really going to factor into it, right? If you're 18, you got a R1, I mean, buddy, you're going to probably expect a pretty big premium on that R1. I ain't gonna lie, okay? But, you know, age, location, previous violations, type of bike you have, how long you've been riding, do you have an MSF course or not? All those are going to vary how much you're paying for your motorcycle insurance. So a good estimate, just expect up to $1,000 you should be paying for motorcycle insurance. Okay, next, all right, we're talking about maintenance. All right, guys, you can, once again, depending on the bike, you can expect to pay up to $1,000 when it comes to maintenance. And when I talk maintenance, I'm not talking about modifications or stuff that you decide to tack along, you know what I'm saying, stuff that's not OEM. I'm talking about routine maintenance, oil changes, brake pad changes, etc., plus stuff that could go wrong. Okay, those are the 2 main things that are included in this budget. You should expect to pay up to $1,000 for any routine maintenance. I had to cover the camera, so I had to cut it out in the video. It probably still caught it, I ain't gonna lie. But up to $1,000, guys, for routine maintenance and stuff that could go happen throughout the year. So up to $1,000 throughout the year. And let me say my piece when it comes to motorcycle maintenance. All right, I'm telling y'all, all right, I would highly recommend, especially when it comes to routine maintenance, learning how to do it, right? It may seem expensive at the jump because if you never done this stuff, you got to go and get all the gear and the pans and all the essentials to do it. But once that, you should be good, all right? Because I'm telling y'all, when it comes to a motorcycle, doesn't matter with the CCs really, because motorcycles, I'm guessing, because motorcycles are considered exotic vehicles or something, I don't know. But motorcycle labor is an arm and a leg. It's not even the motorcycle parts, it's the labor, okay? And nothing against the technicians, motorcycle technicians or anything, but labor for a motorcycle is like $90 to $150, right? It's no matter the CCs, man, it's gonna be pretty expensive taking your bike for every little service or maintenance thing that you need done. I'm letting you know right now, okay? Motorcycle labor is very expensive, okay? And so for that reason, at least for the maintenance side of things, oil changes, I would highly recommend you guys learn how to do that on yourself so you can save your money in your pocket, okay? If it's an engine swap or a transmission, obviously you can't do that on your own unless you want to tackle it, right? But to save money on labor, because I'm telling you, for this Yamaha R3, all I wanted was a oil change because I didn't get all the stuff yet. So I was like, for the first time, let me just go ahead and take it because I need to get it done. So I went and did it, and oil change, oil and filter, that's all I wanted, plus I wanted them to clean and re-lubricate the chain, right? Man, tell me that's like $230 I got charged for that. I was like, oh no, we're not doing this no more. I'm gonna learn everything how to do on this bike. So for oil and filter change and for a gear lubrication was about $230 for this Yamaha R3. All right, so they don't play around when it comes to these bikes. All right, that's what I need to tell y'all. So depending on what maintenance you got done, depending on what type of bike you have, these numbers may be more or less. But when it comes to the maintenance side of things, when it comes to stuff that could go wrong, up to $1,000 is safe to say you can expect to pay that a year for the maintenance of your bike. Okay, last but not least, the last essential thing you guys should include in your budget is the gear. Obviously the gear, right? And so you can expect to pay around up to $700 more or less on motorcycle gear. But let me tell y'all, when it comes to this gear, I would not, normally I like to get a bargain, right? Normally I like to get a bargain, or I like to get a deal on stuff. But when it comes to my health and safety, I don't play around with those things, right? And I say that to say, you know, going cheap or going cheaper, you know, cheapest on the motorcycle part may not be the best idea, right? I'm not saying you can't find nothing for good prices or lower prices. You definitely can, DOT approved and all. But I definitely invest in some good quality gear, all right? Gear including the helmet, your gloves, your pants, your boots, all of that is what I'm including in riding gear. And if you can afford it, you know what I'm saying, I would try to get something that is really good or really approved by all those helmet and safety organizations. I would definitely invest in some good gear, all right? That's go, because ultimately, guys, that's your life at the line, right? So, you know, you tell me if you want to put your life in between something that's, you know, not manufactured with good quality and stuff that's not, right? That's your decision. But yeah, I don't take no chances with that, right? So gear is the last thing, up to $700, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta go all out now, you know, because they get up there. But you know, up to $700 on gear, okay? And so if there's anything that I left out that you guys may consider a essential budget, just let me know in the comments below so somebody else can know what they expect to pay when they buy their first motorcycle. But I appreciate you guys for tuning into the video. Until next time, I will see y'all soon.